so well. Put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing here. So, before I get started, I've got a few announcements that I need to make. So, first of all, Rudy Covington. The Ryder High School Library called, and you have a book that's overdue, and the fine right now is $26,000. Tommy Isabel.
Oh.
The Ryder Lost and Found Department called. They found your 1969 spiral notebook under a locker in the girls' locker. Just saying. Dana Terry, I saw your tag. I'm hoping you're here. Mr. T called, and he'd like a couple of his gold chains back. So the facility here tonight asked me to announce that they will not be responsible for any of you that decide to do the gator and you break a hip. And finally, I would like everybody to give a big hand of applause for Larissa and Carrie Don. They've been together since the 8th grade. Can you imagine? So how about a big hand for them? I didn't plan to do this part, but I think I'm going to do it because otherwise I'll have to drive back to Denton by myself. I want to recognize my wife, who is a Hershey Husky. Don't boo. She's also the 1970s queen for the Hershey Huskies.
Oh.
That's pretty cool. I'm not going to say that they're not real bright over there, but they named me king. Figure that one out. I don't know. So let's continue now on our trip down memory lane. So back in Wichita Falls in the mid-'60s, we basically had, everything was centered really on downtown. We had the Wichita Theater, the Strand, the State, and there were four. There was the Tower, but most of us probably didn't go to the Tower Theater. It wasn't for kids at all. We had places to shop in Wichita Falls like McClurkin's and Fedway and Sears. How many of you drove up the ramp at Sears really fast? That was a big thrill. That was the closest we had to any kind of a carnival ride. We had Mule Burgers, we had J.C. Penney's, Woolworths, Gibson's, Perkins, and of course we had the local Piggly Wiggly. That was always good. We had great places to eat, at least it seemed to us at the time. We had Casa Manana for red tacos. Who's having red tacos this weekend?
Oh.
I already did. Yeah. We had Gene's Tasty Burger for onion rings. Still good. We had the Pioneer for enchiladas. Scott's, Riffs, the Chuck Wagon. How many people went to the Chuck Wagon?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, great place. The Glass Kitchen for limeades. And of course, Short's Pig Stand. And if you wanted a steak, you went to McBride's. And then we had the Piccadilly, which I understand is gone now. And of course, we had the Bar L. Has the Bar L actually officially closed? Bummer. There goes the ribs. And of course, the red draws. So we had things to do like going to Funland, the annual Oil Bowl game, football games at Cow Canyon. How many people walked around and around the field 100 times? Great place to go. We had Santa Claus out at Mead's Bakery every year. We had Mrs. Burns Lights. Beautiful thing to do. We had swimming in the KMA ditch. Didn't drown, lucky. Swimming at Westmoreland, always great. We always went to the boys club, the girls and the boys club. Spending weekends at Possum Kingdom Lake, my world's favorite place. And of course, playing endless games of baseball during the summer at J.C. Park. Great things to do. And of course, once a year, somebody would sneak down and put soap in the big fountain downtown. Not saying I never did it, but somebody did. During the summer, you could leave home on your bicycle in the morning and not come back till dark. Your parents never worried about it. They knew you were out there somewhere. And you remember those hot summer nights when the mosquito truck would come around and spray and everybody would run inside?
Screaming.
Well, not everybody did that. Some of us rode it behind it on our bicycles. But I can tell you this, I've never had a mosquito bite, but I did grow a third nipple. Just letting you know. There was television in Wichita Falls. We had 2.5 channels. We had Channel 3, Channel 6, and if you had enough aluminum foil in your rabbit ears, guess what? You had Channel 7 all along. That was pretty good. We had great television shows like Bonanza, Batman, Beverly Hills, Andy Griffith, Get Smart, and of course Gilligan's Island. And that kicked off the big discussion when you were in high school. If you were a boy in high school, it was always, is it Mary Ann or Ginger? Because you're always thinking about that. Of course, we cannot forget the absolute most productive thing that everybody in this room did. And that's right, it was cruising Kemp Street, up and down, up and down. We were always driving and looking, driving and searching. And to this day, I'm really not sure what we were looking for or searching for, but I'm just glad we were able to do it. And then there was parking. I'm guessing a few of you might have known parking. There was parking at Lucy Park, JC Park, Witch's Gate.
Lots of
parking lot, whatever. Anyway, but then we finally made it to high school, and things really began to change for us. We met teachers and coaches that would impact and mold our personalities and our core values. People like Mrs. Riley and Mrs. Rose. People like Coach Joe Bob Tyler, Coach Leo Britton, Coach Marshall Gearhart, and of course his magic paddle. We were talking about that this morning. How many had licks from Coach Gearhart? Yeah, it was never fun. And then of course there was Mr. Cowan, who without a doubt was the kindest man I think I ever knew. We had great school activities like Friday night pep rallies, Saturday night hay rides, school dances, music, dancing in the cellar of the YWCA. How many people went there? It was great. And of course, Friday night football games. Unlike today, we had real school lunches. They actually made food at the school, including my favorite, and I've never found better, the Boston cream pie. It was great. We had 2-a-days football practices where we all wished that we would die early. There was the art of drawing a turtle. How many of you remember doing this? We would draw a turtle on the field, and then everybody would dance around and spit in the turtle. And we somehow thought that was going to cause a thunderstorm. And we could all go in early. Never happened. Never worked. Sometimes it was hell, but I wouldn't trade for the experiences. It was great. A few years ago, I was able to spend a few minutes, actually a couple of hours, with John Madden. Who remembers John Madden? Football coach, commentator, great man. He said something to me that stuck with me all this time, and what he said was that his 4 years in high school, he made more relationships that were at the time were still with him than all of his time in professional and collegiate football. And I thought that was pretty interesting. Really did. And I think it applies to everybody here. Even though we're two different high schools, we're kids that played together and spent time together all through our elementary and junior high and high school times. And then I want to end this by saying thanks to those who helped put this wonderful event together, particularly the twins. That's how I always talked about them. That's how I'm still going to do it. They did a great job. Everybody from the old high school did a great job. So one more hand for them, please. And then I want to thank everybody here for really making this journey through life such an adventure for all of us. And I appreciate that, and I know everybody else does. So that's the last thing I have other than, may God bless each of you, and God bless Texas. Thank you very much.